Hi there, welcome back to another episode of Joe's Masterclass. In our last session, we talked about making sure that you secure and protect your project by making sure you, if at all possible, putting in a second nail. And at the end of the project, you want to make sure that you varnish it, give it character and color, and obviously to protect it from elements. So this time around, I think it'd be kind of a neat idea to kind of get you here, give you guys the behind the scenes, the backstage pass, if you will, that outside of the project, here's everything that's involved in making the project happen. You've got, saws and wrenches, screwdrivers, and certainly you've got hammers and nails around here. And this is kind of an interesting environment because it's probably the one that Joseph and his son Jesus was around all their lives. So Saint Joseph, in modeling for his earthly son, Jesus, what he does is that he uses every gift and talent that the Father gives him, whether it be humility in the form of this hammer, love that pierces in the form of this nail. He uses it for his son and his family. And in doing so, he lives out his vocation and he brings goodness to the world. He doesn't take from the world. He doesn't run Ponzi schemes and get rich schemes. Can you imagine? Let me just take a sidestep here. Can you imagine the amount of ridiculous money that Joseph could have made off of his son Jesus? He knows his son could do all kind of crazy miracles, right? Son, just stand here on a street corner, do some miracles, and let me take up a collection. Or son, what's the winning lotto in next month lottery? Right? He could just ask his son that, and bada bang, bada boom, he's going to be billionaire. But he didn't do that. He didn't use his own children to make himself rich. What he did was through his own life, his own hard work, he showed his son how to use his own gift and talent. He showed his son that he must live out the vocation that God the Father has set out for his son. And so the legacy that he leaves behind for his son is this. By working side by side 30 years with his son, before his son stepped out into the public life, he showed his son how to use the tools of the trade. He showed his son how to be comfortable around a hammer and a nail that would eventually pierce him, so that his son didn't shy away from that punishment. His son embraced and was ready for that punishment. Furthermore, what he showed his son was that he must stay true to his vocation in life. He didn't whine and cry about the fact that, hey, I could have gotten this, I should have gotten that, I should have done this, but rather, God, what calling, what purpose did you create me for? And through the example of St. Joseph, Jesus humbly and faithfully embraces his own vocation to be the Savior of the world through the cross. And so we as husbands and as fathers, it really impels us to ask that same question of ourselves. What kind of legacy do you and I leave behind for our children? How do we live our own vocation? Are we faithful in using the gifts and talents that God gives us? Are we humble enough to work hard and to provide for our family and find honor in that? How do we challenge them not to take shortcuts in life, but to be proud of working hard and providing and bringing productivity and bringing positive things to the world? How do we do that? That is our challenge as a father, by living our own example, by living our own vocation first, so that way they see it in action. And finally, do we challenge our children to ask God himself what gifts and talents they have so they can become the best versions of themselves, the will of salvation and the instrument of salvation for others, the great Joseph and Mary of their own life. That is our mission. That is our challenge.